Today, we're going to continue our NOAA EPP Trailblazers video series, and I am honored to be with Arlene Simpson Porter for NOAA. And instead of me trying to explain all the wonderful things that she does, I'm going to ask you, Ms. Porter, if you would introduce yourself to everyone.
Greetings, Dr. Tyree. My name, yes, is Arlene Simpson Porter. And I will have to say that I'm very pleased to announce that I am now retired from NOAA. After 35 years in the grants management working at NOAA and 42 years of federal service, I retired last December. So that has truly been a blessing. But my tenure at NOAA was phenomenal. I joined NOAA in 1991. I was a grants management specialist, GS7, and to God be the glory, I grew up in that division. And I retired as the director of the grants management division, managing a $6 billion grant program, one of which is one of my favorites, was the Educational Partnership Program with minority serving institutions, because I serve not only as a trailblazer, but as a pioneer for the program.
Well, I mean, didn't you just drop a big bomb on all of us? So first of all, thank you for your service. That long in the federal government is quite an accomplishment. And more importantly, thank you for the role that you played in the development of the program. And of course, it's one of your special ones, of course. So I think we're going to start there. Tell me what exactly was your role in helping get EPP into an actual program?
Very good question. So, as I mentioned, I'm the director now. I retired as a director, but prior to that position, I was the minority serving institution grants officer. It was a brand new position for NOAA at that particular time. So my role as a federal grants officer was to work in tandem with the program staff to create this program. So my role was, it started off as a concept that developed into a marvelous program. So we had to literally, I worked very closely with the then program director, Jacqueline Russo. Step number one was after Congress appropriated the funds and said, let's make this happen. That was in January. We had until September. We had less than 8 months to issue a program announcement. The program didn't exist, so we had to create the program announcement, get that approved by OMB, then publish the solicitation, and meet, conduct the merit reviews and all of that, and then start the review process of these grant applications. And from that point, once the applications were reviewed, we held merit review discussions and narrowed it down to the ones that were recommended for funding. Hence, I put my hat on as the grants officer, had my staff review these awards, and hence we made grants, issued grants or cooperative agreements, what they were actually. But to get to that point, we had to do a lot of technical assistance because these were grantees. Applicants at that particular time, they were very unfamiliar with federal assistance, especially at that magnitude. We're talking $1 million of grants. So it was a lot of technical assistance. We were hosting grant workshops and inviting all applicants to attend, whether you were a recipient of a grant fund or not. And in all actuality, a lot of the recipients then came because they wanted to have a true understanding of how to receive a grant and maintain a grant.
Yes, which is very important. It's one thing to get it. It's one thing to do all the little steps, not only to make sure you have what you need for NOAA, but once those funds come back into your university, there's a lot of steps. But I want to take you back to the moment where you just addressed, because so many people are sharing these stories, the moment where they realized that this was special. Do you remember those conversations early in the process and you thought this program is going to fill a need? And do you remember what those conversations were like?
Absolutely. This program, personally, I felt that this program with this grant program will fill a need, because at that particular time, statistics showed that there was a lower number of minority students matriculating in NOAA related sciences. Okay. So we as an agency, working in tandem with the White House, because we were having to report our HBCU, minority serving institution initiatives, to the White House. And so we're looking at these statistics, and we see NOAA is giving out millions of dollars for research, but a minuscule amount to minority serving institutions. So why did I think, what was the one takeaway of me thinking this program will be successful? By training minority students, all students actually, but reach into that minority serving institution, because the statistics also showed that students were matriculating in those fields at MSIs, minority serving institutions. And it also would build the capacity at institutions. Because see, we didn't want to just give them a grant. We want them to take that grant and leverage it. Leverage it. Okay? Partnership, collaborate with larger institutions, non-MSIs, state and local governments. See, that was the goal. That was the goal. We weren't giving money just, to minorities, because we could not do that. That was against the law. But the law allowed us to fund institutions where the funding had been less in previous years. So when I thought about the program, I said, "Oh, this is phenomenal," because we're going to be able to reach. We're going to be able to reach a lot of students. And again, it was not germane to just minority students. We looked at all students, but at that given time, the culture was looking at minorities, encouraging minority serving institutions to apply.
Do you think that the EPP program, and at its 25th year, has actually met the milestones that you thought about, 25 years ago?
Yes, I believe so. Why? Number one, we have students that came through this program that are now sitting in senior leadership positions in NOAA. We have students who have come through this program, who came through this program and are working in the government, in private industry, in these fields of study as it relates to NOAA research. So yes, I believe that. That's for individuals. For the institutions, I see so many partnerships. The cooperative science centers have been able to establish collaborative efforts with other institutions. The Cooperative Institutes, which is the largest funded program in NOAA, I was encouraging that relationship to happen. And I saw it before I retired, where the cooperative science centers and cooperative institutes are working collaboratively. So yes, I've seen the students come through the program, and there are several that are sitting in NOAA senior leadership positions. There are several that are working at NOAA. And then, of course, we built the capacity. I've seen the capacity being built at the MSIs. Yep. So
You
yes.
said some words that I think are so important. Yes, you've said some words that I think are so important: leveraging, what was provided, increasing capabilities. Those are all wonderful terms that showcase that when there is support and when there's a vision, there can be actual wonderful accomplishments that come out of the program. So, well, I was going to give you a thank you, but I think you deserve a much bigger thank you, having taken the time as a retired, decades-long federal government agency employee, for coming out and speaking to us. This is a big deal, I know, for you. It's a big deal for our alumni. It's a big deal for our center staff. We are just ever so grateful for giving us a perspective that we would not have gained by just reading. So with that, I want to again encourage everyone to use our hashtag EPP Jubilee 25 to follow all of our announcements and countdowns. And again, Miss Arlene, we thank you for your time today.
You're absolutely welcome. And congratulations. Congratulations to EPP. Congratulations to all of the cooperative science centers. I have been here with you all from the very beginning. And although I'm retired, I will follow you all and stay connected. I promise.